welcome to another episode of Wall Watch, where we see how women respond to actually hitting the wall. Now, there is no shame from me because I understand we're all getting old, but for women, it's a little bit different. Now, today, there's a woman who's venting about failed relationships. So, I just want you guys to go in with these two questions in mind. Is she getting better or worse? Would you marry, date, or avoid? Now, let's go ahead and check her out.
I feel like one of the things we don't talk about enough is how we weren't meant to just be going through all these dating experiences and running through all of these different people. It's exhausting getting in a relationship and out of a relationship, constantly running through people and dating them and giving.
Listen, she keeps talking about being exhausted, running through people. That's letting you know she has a very, very busy dating life, okay? Exhausting. Just key word. Here we go.
Giving them certain aspects of yourself and then the relationship doesn't work out. You have to get tired of walking away from a relationship feeling like I have to pick up so many broken pieces that this person left behind. And this is why God wants us to go through the process of courting, not dating. Because if you allow someone to court you, what you're really doing is building a solid friendship with them. So that way you can really get to learn and understand their values, their beliefs, their morals, what they're like on good days, what they're like on bad days, before you're even committing to anything permanent. And by removing all of these things that the world encourages and being able to say, okay, I'm going to do it God's way so that I can confidently see who this person is without having to second guess, without having to manipulate or go through all these holes. I can confidently discern if God is calling me to this person.
Look, I tried to let her finish, but she keeps bringing God into this, right? Now, what I understand about women is they're very emotional creatures, right? And what I've heard in business is the worst time to make a decision is when your emotions are high or low, right? Because if they're too high, there's things you're going to overlook that you'll regret later on. And if they're too low, well, you may not actually be looking for the best deal. Now, the best deal should be good for both parties. Now, I'm saying this because she brought up a few things, and there are some things that I agree with, but when I'm listening to what she's saying, right, picking up the broken pieces, for instance, that's the damage, that's the trauma that men are constantly talking about. Now, if a woman doesn't fit, go ahead and hit or keep it moving. If a woman doesn't fit into your life, if she doesn't fit, go ahead and hit or keep it moving, because the things that are important in life is progression, consistency, determination, and actually taking action, following through on your goals and the thing that you're passionate about, because this is what brings excitement and fulfillment to life. If you're not doing those things, you will feel very unfulfilled in life. Now, this sounds good, right? Her saying, what the world encourages, but ladies of the night have encouraged women to get out here and live their best lives, get out here and rack up the bodies. But guess what happens? They get exhausted. She said exactly what men have been saying. This is why I say if women are going on girls trips, girls nights out, or if she's dressing trashy and you say something about it and she responds negatively about it, it lets you know where her mind is and what she's actually doing. This is why I give you guys that breakdown: wife, companion, fun girl, or gold digger. And then on the men's side, Mr. Wallet, Mr. Bedroom, Mr. Friend, and Mr. Fix It. Now, I always will ask men, what phase of life are you in? Are you looking for a wife? Are you looking for a companion? Are you looking for a fun girl? Or are you looking for a gold digger? Because there is a place for each one of those women. Now, the gold digger, that's the one that usually has a sugar daddy. Now, this sugar daddy realizes he's on his last leg and he just wants to make somebody feel good while he's on his way out. Now, the wall is unforgiving to all of us, right? Things start to sag. So this is why it's important for you to start exercising. The hair falls out, thins, or let me say, end, it turns gray. So when it's thinning and it's falling out and it's turning gray, now all of a sudden when you see yourself in the mirror, you really got to ask yourself, do you like what you see? Are you aging gracefully? Now, what is your self-talk like? But let's get into what she was talking about. She said that we're not meant to have all of these dating experiences. Well, I can agree with that, but really only to a degree, because with there being so many more women on this planet than men, if men did not explore women, then there would be millions, billions of women who would not get an experience with a man, because there's really not enough men to actually go around. We in the United States are outnumbered by women by 3 million. The next thing she talked about was it's exhausting to get in and out of relationships. And this is another point I agree with, because I say, man, I survived marriage. I survived another relationship. Why? Because you get damaged emotionally and physically, right? Now, how you handle it, how you handle your health after a relationship is really dependent on you. That's why I keep saying you got to build your confidence back up. But honestly, the exhausting part sounds like she's being pumped and dumped. So the women that she's listening to who's telling her to get out here and live her best life, it sounds like they're pushing her in the wrong direction. And look, the streets are fun. They're exciting until she gets older and she sees, dang, this young girl is replacing her. Dang, he just replaced me with a more prettier, a better looking version of myself, or just a better looking woman. This woman is not even the same race. That's what women are starting to see, like, oh my gosh. But it's not something that they notice until they get older, because they start to look at what they actually have and they realize, damn, I don't have that much, or I don't have what I actually want, which could possibly be a husband and children, family, legacy. But that's something, when it hits them, it hits them. When she talked about the unappreciative part, this is a part that all of us experience, because the like/love scale, meaning I love her or she loves me, or I like her or she likes me, right? That has been skewed because women believe that the grass is always greener. Now, I'm not going to say that men don't do the same thing, but I'm speaking to men. Women want a man that's going to love her more than she loves him. Now, I say it should be even. You guys should be loving each other at the same level, or it should be higher with the woman. The reason why is because women need something to keep their minds busy. They need something to keep them excited. They need something to keep them in a place where they want to be intimate with the man, because if she doesn't want to be intimate with the man and the man picks up on that, depending on the type of man he is, he may actually go out looking for a new woman or new women, because why would you give up your ability to have intimacy with other women because this one woman does not want to have intimacy with you? The broken pieces, this is the damage and the trauma that we continuously talk about. When you hear men talk about a woman being damaged, it's usually when she's older and she's experienced things. Relationships are the hardest thing to do and maintain, especially the intimate ones, the personal ones, where it's you and this person, because you're going to experience the amazing times and the terrible times. Now, she made it seem like it was, going to be peachy and full of roses. But when you get into a relationship, man, life starts to happen. Real things start to happen. For instance, someone passes away. You don't know how you gonna handle that. The person who has someone that passed away, whether it was a parent, a friend, a family member, right, somebody that they know, is going to affect them in a way where they don't know how they're going to respond. And it's going to be something that sticks with them for the rest of their life, especially, well, I'm talking about when this person is close to you and they pass away. It's going to affect you. Now, let's just say they're just having a bad day. Now, the real question is not how they handle it, but how you handle them when they're having a bad day. Do you give them space, or do you get in their face and really get on their nerves, trying to make them talk and open up and share when they're not in the position, when they actually don't want to do so? They want to just chill or figure out a way to clear their mind, or come back to that problem a little bit later from a different perspective or a different angle. Now, courting is great, except we live in 2024, and in 2024, women are no longer virgins, right? So therefore, it's hard for men to view women as the prize because they're no longer virgins. So you work this hard, you put in all this work to get this woman, and then all of a sudden another man slips in, and within knowing her for minutes or hours, he's already knocking the dust off that thing. He's already got her bent over, and listen, it happens. And it happens so much to where the guy who courted her, he's going to feel some type of way because he invested a lot of time, energy, resources, right? Like he spent a lot of time thinking about how he was going to put some of these dates together, or he spent a lot of time thinking about how he was going to satisfy, please, or keep this woman happy, not realizing that you cannot please or satisfy a woman. You can pacify her, but you can't please her. Usually when a woman is talking about courting, what she's talking about is she's trying to figure out how much money you have, how much money you're willing to give her, and what she can actually use you for, what you're good for, what you're good at, what is it that you're doing. She's looking to see what she can get from you. So when women are talking about courting, it's not just trying to figure out what's your favorite color, when's your birthday, what do you like to do, because they don't really care. Now, if you get into a relationship with someone, you're going to notice those habits. You're going to see what the person is into. For instance, if you know me, you're going to see basketball. You're going to see a lot of it. You're going to hear a lot of it because that's what I'm into. So courting a woman does you no good, especially if she's still advertising herself, meaning you can see her breasts, you can see her butt, and you can see her skin. If she's even posting pictures in hopes of getting likes and there is no business incentive, like she's not doing this to sell new products, she's not doing this to make some money, then she's actually just advertising herself, which means all that courting that she's talking about is useless. That's why I was like, she keeps bringing God into this, but this is really about her. This is really about the sisterhood and what some of the women in the sisterhood are actually saying. I just came across a video that I'm getting ready to do next, where there was an older woman, a woman who I would put in the grandma age, who's telling women that it's better for you to be single. Right now, she don't just mean be single. She's saying be single and live your life, just like this woman is saying. But what happens is they get exhausted. Fellas, this is why I constantly say build up your confidence, because women are indecisive. They don't know what they want. They're living life based on their feelings. We talked about feelings earlier. If you live life based on your feelings, it's going to lead you down a path that you didn't see coming, or you're going to deal with things that you didn't know were there, right? Because your emotions blocked you from being able to see it. Now, when it comes to your confidence, confidence is literally believing in yourself, a great self-talk. Now, you're going to need a good self-talk, especially when something doesn't go your way. You're going to have to encourage yourself. Also, confidence comes from something that you have done hundreds, thousands, and I would actually say maybe more, thousands of times. For instance, shooting the ball, dribbling the ball. Now, when you get better or when you get great at these things, it's because you have done it so many times that you can focus your mind on other things. Now, in basketball, we call that an amazing basketball player, right? If you haven't done things, or if you're used to not expanding your vision, then what happens is you become a very limited player. So you can put that in real world terms and say, do you want to be a limited person, or do you want to continue to grow and expand? Now, how do you do this? Here's 3 ways. Improve your mind, your body, and your finances. This gives you a different access to life. When you're working on your mind, meditation helps because it helps to calm down your mind and it helps you to focus exactly on what you're doing. So the key is being able to focus on something that you're passionate about. Even if you're on the job and you're trying to move up, you have to focus on what you need to do and what you need to accomplish in order to make that goal happen, bringing it to life. It's the same thing with exercising. If you want a better looking body, then you have to exercise. There is no way around it. I know people are running to the magic pill. I know people are running to the doctor and getting themselves all carved up, getting the fat taken from here and putting there. I get it. But what I'm saying is that is not going to make you feel good, because the parts that they didn't work on, the parts that they didn't curve, right? You're going to notice it. You're going to see it, and you're going to wonder if other people see it, which means you're going to become more insecure. Bottom line, exercise. Health is wealth. Next, and this is the most important thing. I talked about this. I touched on this a little bit earlier when she talked about courting. Invest. Invest your money in things that give you a return. Now, there are some women who are amazing, and there are some women who are not. You have to listen to what that woman is saying and doing and see if it actually matches up. Because if it doesn't, then you have not invested in a good thing. Is credit going to help you out, or can it help you out? Business credit, right? What about stocks? What about insurances, life insurance policies, starting businesses or starting a business, right? All of these things are going to require a time investment. Invest in things that give you a return on your money. Finally, adapt to dating. Because some women want to be wives, some women are companions, but then you have a lot of women who are fun girls and gold diggers. And I'm not here to put down either woman. I'm not here to put down any woman. I'm just telling you that these categories exist. So once you notice it, you'll realize, okay, damn, that's a fun girl. You know, can I add her to my life? Oh, this is a companion. I might want to go ahead and keep her. Now, I have a question for you guys. What do you think? Comment under this video. Remember, when you are watching these videos, you are becoming the best version of yourself. Now that the video is done, do me a huge favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.